We put up a poll recently asking you what video you'd like to see next. Of course, you said Xiaomi 14 versus OnePlus 12, so that video is already live because your wish is our command. But the second most voted for comparison was one between the Nothing Phone 2a and the iQOO Z9. You know what? That was very interesting to me. The main reason why you guys want a comparison between these two phones is because the iQOO Z9 at a much lower cost has the same chipset, right? I was like, let's do this. Let's find out if the iQOO at a lower cost is better than the Nothing Phone 2a, or should you spend more for the Phone 2a? If you're here for the first time, I'm Arshad. You're watching Trakin English, your destination for detailed, incisive gadget reviews. Now, when you talk about the build of both these phones, both have a polycarbonate back, of course, but nothing does something very interesting with that polycarbonate back. It has made it transparent and therefore it looks very attractive. People are loving the design, and compared to that, the iQOO Z9 is regular looking, right? And you've also got two separate halves where the top half is taken up by the glyph lighting pattern and the bottom half is the design inspired by the New York subway. And the glyph lighting is also very functional. You get a progress bar, you get notifications, all of that. Very useful stuff. So overall, with respect to looks, I definitely prefer the Nothing Phone 2a. Now come back to the build quality, you get IP54 rating on both, and for the glass protection, you get Corning Gorilla Glass 5 protection on the Nothing Phone 2a. And this one has Dragon Trail Star 2 Plus glass protection. Now let me just quickly drop this and see which one breaks. It's quite a drop. Obviously, none of these will break because both the glass protection are pretty good. But in general, Corning has a little bit of brand value. You guys are aware of that. So overall, with respect to the looks and durability, I think Nothing has a slight bit of an advantage over the iQOO Z9. Now, the iQOO Z9 has one thing going for it, and that is the fact that it is slimmer and slightly lighter than the Nothing Phone 2a. Now, does that improve the in-hand feel? I actually don't think so, because I really like the curved, pillowy back of the Phone 2a, and the in-hand feel is really, really nice. In fact, I like the in-hand feel of the Phone 2a better than the iQOO Z9. And if you're looking at the ports and buttons situation, it's similar on both. You get a Type-C port at the bottom, you get a dual SIM card tray, and you also get a speaker grill, mics, volume button, power button, all of that. So overall, when you look at the design and you look at the build quality of both these phones, of course, you're paying slightly more premium for the Phone 2a because it's got those unique glyph patterns, it's got a transparent design, and it does look definitely very, very good. Alright, now let's talk about the display and multimedia experience, because that is where you will be spending most of your time, right? So on both these phones, you get the same 6.67-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED panel with 120Hz refresh rate as well. Absolutely no difference in the metrics. Now, HDR10 Plus is also supported on both the displays, but you get HDR playback on both YouTube and Netflix on the more affordable iQOO Z9, whereas Nothing doesn't give you, Netflix HDR, which is a bit of a bummer. Now, another thing is the brightness metric. Nothing Phone 2a can reach a peak brightness when you're watching HDR content of about 1300 nits, and when you're taking it outdoors in high brightness mode, it can reach 1100 nits. Now, on the iQOO Z9, you can reach a peak brightness of 1800 nits when you're watching HDR content, but iQOO hasn't provided us with the number for how much brightness it can reach in high brightness mode. However, when we took both of these displays outside, we couldn't really tell the difference in brightness. Both were equally bright and legible under direct sunlight. Now, brightness is one metric, let's keep that aside, but what matters more to me at least is the color accuracy of the display. And that is where the iQOO Z9 does a fantastic job, because in the Pro mode, the color tuning is really, really good. And this is something that iQOO gets from its DNA of tuning displays, along with, what we get with Vivo phones as well. The Pro color tuning is very, very good. In fact, the color tuning is definitely better than the Nothing Phone 2a, that's for sure. And of course, it also has the advantage of HDR video playback support on Netflix. Now, with respect to the speaker quality, the Nothing Phone 2a speakers sound much, much better than the iQOO Z9. Take a listen to it for yourself and let me know what you guys think. Now, also a part of the display are the in-display fingerprint scanner, and of course both are extremely fast to unlock, no problem there. And also part of the display is the haptic feedback engine, and the Nothing Phone 2a's haptic feedback motor is tighter and it's crisper for sure. So overall, when you're looking at the display and multimedia experience, what I liked about the iQOO Z9 is that it is tuned really, really well, and that matters to me a lot. And of course the fact that you also get HDR on Netflix. But on the Phone 2a, the speaker quality is better. So overall, I would say it's a bit of a tie depending on what you pick. But yeah, I mean, this is only if you compare them side by side, but if you're using these devices, you will be pretty happy with the display and multimedia experience. Okay, now finally, let's talk about the performance. The iQOO Z9 has the Dimensity 7200, and the Nothing Phone 2a, of course, has the Dimensity 7200 Pro. But after testing the performance on both these phones, I'm really confused as to which really has the Pro processor. Because here's the thing, in Antutu, the iQOO Z9 scores more than the Nothing Phone 2a. Even in the CPU throttle test, where we engaged 40 threads for 30 minutes, the iQOO Z9 had 94% CPU stability. This one had 84% CPU stability. So tuning wise, iQOO is doing it better than Nothing. nothing, that's for sure. By the way, one of the things I must definitely mention before I forget is that the iQOO Z9 has LPDDR4X RAM type and UFS 2.2, which is also true for the Nothing Phone 2A. But if you want a higher 12GB RAM variant, then you can buy that only on the Nothing Phone 2A. The iQOO Z9 doesn't offer that 12GB RAM variant. Now, one of the things that a lot of people were talking about is that the Nothing Phone 2A stutters a lot, but with the 2.5.4 update, definitely those stutters have been removed. Also, Ranjit mentioned one thing very pertinent and very important is that switch off the virtual RAM mode on the Nothing Phone 2A and those stutters will stop. We tried it and that's actually true. So overall, with respect to the daily usage and smoothness of animations and everything, actually prefer the Nothing to iQOO's animations, but still, I mean, that's just a bit of a toss-up. Now, gaming wise, both of these phones can play BGMI at 60 FPS, smooth extreme graphics basically, and Call of Duty at 90 FPS. So overall, with respect to gaming performance, it's very good on both, but iQOO Z9 definitely performs better than the Nothing Phone 2A. And that also comes from the experience of iQOO tuning for gaming performance on many phones in the past, and it does a fantastic job with the Z9 as well. So when you look at performance, and here those tiny little advantages will definitely matter for anybody who cares about performance a lot, and the more affordable iQOO Z9 beats the Nothing Phone 2A. However, the Phone 2A is better than the iQOO Z9 when you look at network and radio connectivity. Now, with respect to Wi-Fi and Bluetooth support, you get Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth 5.3, so that's not a problem. But the Nothing Phone 2A has NFC support, which the iQOO Z9 doesn't. Also, the Nothing Phone 2A supports more 5G bands, which is 13 5G bands compared to 8 5G bands on the iQOO Z9. So, of course, Nothing Phone 2A wins here. Now, let's talk about the battery performance of both these phones. Both of these have a 5000 mAh battery inside. And of course, the charging speeds are also very similar, 45 watt on the Nothing Phone 2A and 44 watt flash charge technology support on the iQOO Z9. But here's the thing, the iQOO Z9 bundles the charger inside the box, which is a huge advantage. At that price, that too. Nothing doesn't bundle that and you have to pay extra for it. So that's a problem. Now, with respect to battery performance, we noticed that the battery life was very similar on both. If you're actually pushing these phones, like, for gaming, for videography, for photography, all of that, then you can expect about 6 hours to 7 hours of screen on time. But if you're using it like regular usage, moderate usage, you can easily expect 7 to 8 hours or even more. So overall, battery performance wise, both are better. But the fact that iQOO provides the charger in the box, I think I will give it a little bit of an advantage here. But one area where the Nothing Phone 2A unequivocally wins for me is in the software experience. Because what you get is Nothing OS 2.5.4 now based on Android 14, and Nothing also promises 3 years of software updates and 4 years of security updates for the phone. In comparison, the iQOO Z9 has FunTouch OS 14 based on Android 14 with promise of 2 years of software updates and 3 years of security updates. And I've spoken at length about the software experience on both these phones, but I really love the clean and neat software experience of the Nothing Phone 2A. Because of course the bloatware has been kept to a minimum. There are really good functional advantages in the form of the enlarged folders, the kind of widgets that are available on the lock screen itself, which is damn nice. FunTouch OS also has a lot of features, but of course with the iQOO Z9 you do have bloatware apps pre-installed. Plus even hot apps and hot games are on by default. You can switch it off, but they're there. So yeah, software experience wise for me, the Nothing Phone 2A wins. Now finally, let's talk about the cameras. So what you get on the Nothing Phone 2A are more cameras. You get a 50MP primary camera, 50MP ultra wide without autofocus, which has been a huge problem for me, and a 32MP selfie camera. On the iQOO Z9, you get a 50MP primary camera, Sony IMX882, and there's no ultra wide, and the secondary camera is actually a bokeh or a depth sensor, and on the front you've got a 16MP selfie camera as well. Now when you look at the primary camera details captured by both the phones, both are pretty good if you ask me, but the Nothing Phone 2A captures natural details compared to slightly over-sharpened look of the iQOO. Now when you talk about colors, the iQOO Z9 is more consistent with the colors. It's slightly warm, but it is closer to natural compared to the Nothing. Nothing gets the colors itself wrong. For example, the color of the tomatoes here are wrongly captured by the Nothing Phone 2A compared to the iQOO Z9, which gets it right. When you look at the HDR processing, the Nothing Phone 2A's HDR processing is very good. It brings out a lot of details from the shadows and the highlights are well controlled too. In comparison, the iQOO's shadows are crushed. But I'm talking about HDR processing specifically when you're shooting landscape shots, because when you have a person in the picture, it goes for a toss, and I'll talk about that really soon. Now, when you're shooting friends and family, the skin tones on the Nothing Phone 2A are closer to natural. You can look at Arnav's skin tone out here, and the iQOO Z9 makes it slightly warm. And even when you zoom in and take a look at the details, then the Nothing Phone 2A captures more details than the iQOO Z9. However, when you're shooting people against the light, Nothing's HDR algorithm goes for a toss, and you can see a lot of bloom around the face, the kind of HDR bloom that we've associated with OnePlus phones that exists here. So what the algorithm does here is that the moment it detects a face, it realizes that it wants to brighten it, and therefore it ends up brightening a lot of the scene around the face as well. Therefore, iQOO's natural processing looks very good here, and that's exactly what I was talking about with respect to landscape HDR processing and people HDR processing. And in portrait shots, I don't even have to say it out here, iQOO's portraits look way better than the Nothing Phone 2A. Both these phones can also shoot 2x portraits, and in that too, iQOO looks better than the Nothing Phone 2a because the depth effect, the depth mapping looks really good, the gradual bokeh looks really good, and the edge detection is also very good. Now, one advantage of the Nothing Phone 2a is that you get the extra ultra wide angle camera, the 50MP ultra wide angle camera, but it's not a very good camera because it cannot do autofocus, and we ended up with a lot of shots that were never in focus. Now, talking about selfies, while the Nothing Phone 2a might have the higher resolution selfie camera, the processing of the iQOO Z9 is better, if you ask me. Because what I noticed is that the skin tones are closer to natural. Nothing might capture more details, but the iQOO's pictures look more close to real life. That apart, when you shoot against the light, iQOO's HDR processing comes in handy because Nothing's HDR processing messes up the shot. Also, the portrait selfies look better on the iQOO Z9, plus the low light selfies are also better on the iQOO Z9 compared to the Nothing Phone 2a. Now, with the primary camera on both these phones, you can shoot 4K 30fps videos, and Nothing shoots at a higher bitrate, so you definitely get more details on offer. Plus, Nothing's footage looks slightly more organic with the kind of depth information that is captured and the kind of light mapping that is done compared to the iQOO Z9 as well. Of course, the iQOO Z9 also does a fantastic job of shooting 4K 30fps videos, especially the audio quality sounded really good.
Alright, so right now we are shooting the video sample using the iQOO Z9. Alright, so right now we are shooting the video sample using the iQOO Z9.
So overall, with respect to 4K 30fps video recording quality, technically the Nothing Phone 2a is better, but the iQOO Z9 could also look good to a lot of people. Now, the other advantage on the Phone 2a is that 1080p 60fps videos can be captured using the selfie camera, whereas the iQOO Z9 can only do 1080p 30fps. And in terms of selfie video, when we looked at the quality, the kind of video that was captured, the Nothing Phone 2a's video looked better than the iQOO Z9. So it's clear to me from the testing that we've done on the cameras is that the iQOO Z9 has a more mature algorithm that's been tuned well for so many years that it definitely doesn't miss a beat and is slightly more consistent when shooting pictures compared to the Nothing Phone 2a. The Nothing Phone 2a generally struggles with multi-stack processing, which is, portrait mode or HDR. Now, these are problems that Nothing definitely needs to start fixing as soon as possible. Of course, they've been issuing updates, but camera still seems to be an area where Nothing can definitely improve. But sometimes there are pictures that the Nothing Phone 2a can capture, which the iQOO Z9 cannot. And no, I'm not just talking about the ultra wide angle camera. I'm talking about landscape HDR pictures. Alright, overall, if you ask me, the iQOO Z9 is a fantastic deal for the 4,000 rupees less that you pay for it compared to the Phone 2a. So if in your priority list, performance takes the top spot and the primary cameras, consistency is very important, then I would really recommend that we're going to for the Phone 2a and pick the iQOO Z9 instead. But pick the Phone 2a if you're okay paying extra for the kind of design that Nothing has made with it, because of course that takes a lot of effort. And apart from that, pick it if you want a better software experience, that's for sure. So with that out of the way, I hope this comparison was useful for you to make a decision on which phone should you buy. And hopefully you also make this decision. And if you do end up buying one of these phones, let us know what your experience with this has been in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, keep Trakin and stay safe.